Hi everyone, my name is Per. And this is the story of how I met the love of my life, my wife, Scarlett. A story that started during one of the strangest and most unforgettable times of my life. The summer of 2021, during the Phuket Sandbox. When I arrived in Thailand, the world was still pretty locked down. Travel rules, testing, paperwork, it was a bit of a jungle. Those first 14 days in the sandbox weren't easy. But I kept reminding myself, this was Phuket. And once the quarantine period ended, it was like being set free. I had an amazing time in Patong. Even though tourism was quiet, the beaches were peaceful. The people were friendly, and I could finally breathe again. After my 2 weeks, I decided to move down south to Nai Harn. It's one of those places where time slows down, where you just want to sit, listen to the waves, and watch the world go by. One lazy afternoon, I was lying on a deck chair at the beach, and I opened Tinder, just for fun. And that's when I saw her. Her name was Scarlett, or Best, as her friends call her. Something about her smile stood out immediately. It was kind, but confident, warm, but a little mysterious. So I swiped right, and a few moments later, it was a match. We started chatting, and soon agreed to meet for dinner after she finished work. When she walked into that restaurant, I felt something I can't fully describe. For me, it clicked almost immediately. We laughed, we talked. It felt natural, easy. By the end of that dinner, I knew I wanted to see her again. The next day, I called a few of my closest friends back in Sweden. I told them, hey, I've met someone really special. And you know what they said? Per, if she makes you happy, that's all that matters. That meant the world to me. After that, Scarlett and I met for dinner almost every night. A few days later, I rented a small condo in Nai Harn. And we decided to move in together. We spent over a month there, just enjoying simple moments. Coffee on the balcony, local food markets, and evening walks by the beach. Every Monday, when Scarlett had her day off, we'd take her car or motorbike and explore the island. Sometimes we didn't even have a plan. We just drove until we found something interesting. It was the best kind of freedom. Then came November 1st. At beautiful Yanui Beach, I asked Scarlett to marry me. And she said yes. It was one of those moments you never forget. Just the two of us, surrounded by the ocean and the sunset.
Welcome to the beach. It's two beaches in one. And we just get engaged to get married when we're coming to Sweden. And you know what? She said yes.
Later that month, we were finally allowed to leave Phuket Island. We drove to Nakhon Si Thammarat to visit what would become our future home. A cozy house with a big heart. And to this day, we still own it. In mid-December, Scarlett resigned from her job as a store manager. And a few days later, the moving truck rolled out of Phuket toward our new life in Nakhon Si Thammarat. By mid-January 2022, it was time for me to fly back to Sweden for work. It wasn't easy leaving her behind. But we both knew it was temporary, and that we were building something bigger together. In early May, Scarlett arrived in Sweden on a tourist visa, while we waited for her residence permit to be approved. We had such a great time together, exploring Sweden, cooking Thai food at home, and introducing her to my friends and family. At the end of July, we flew back down to Thailand together. But just a few months later, on October 3rd. We received the best news ever. Scarlett's residence permit had been granted. On November 16th, Scarlett arrived back in Sweden, just in time for her very first snow. She was amazed. Seeing her face light up like that, it's a memory I'll always carry with me.
You're fucking crazy.
Then, on July 22nd, 2023, we had our wedding, a real church wedding. Family, friends, laughter, and love all around. It was perfect. And today, we're still just as in love as we were back on that beach in 2021. If there's one thing I've learned from this journey, it's this. Love doesn't care about where you're from, what language you speak, or who the world thinks you should be with. Love is love, pure and simple. Thank you for watching our story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And remember, sometimes the best things in life happen when you least expect them.